Where's Max? There it is. It is third trial time. How many? I have plenty. It's fine. It will be fine. Maybe. We'll see. My hair is odd. But anyways, it says investigation, but we're at the trial. Hello, yeah, how is everyone doing? Yay, awesome.
Trial's gonna start, you know. So, make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP.
Is that different every time?
I'll see you soon.
It's already time. So, this again. I need to go to that place again. But now's not the time to be a coward. I'm not a coward. Time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hiyoko became victims, in order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go. Okay. First things first. My baby design. I'm not go- should I give him gifts? But they become an adult and then they stop. I think it gets rid of their hope meter. I think it just is not necessary to do this. So I feel like I should not. Like, give gifts. Report card, you could bought all the things. Truth bullets, god, I don't remember any. But, that's fine. Monokuma Rock. Yeah, okay, no one anywhere else. Okay, so I'll have to do a cycle. I think I went the wrong way, or was I not paying attention? You know, just getting some steps in, I guess. Oh, I assumed we were at the first island. Well, it is what it is. How's my baby doing? So funny. Okay. I don't remember. I think the other one looked like Masami from the beginning of the game, if I remember correctly. Everyone who heard the announcements has gathered in front of Monokuma Rock, and soon enough.
Welcome.
Is everyone here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial? Hey, jerk, hold it right there. What?
Such a dumb child.
What? Don't you get in my way. You're just a dumb little sister who's short a few brain cells. My brain works just fine. Monokuma, what did you do with Nekomaru? I see, so you came to avenge him. Avenge? It sounds like he's dead. Sounds like you say. Oops. Anyway, since Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent. Now then, I gotta go first. Hold on, I won't let you escape. Nekomaru really hasn't been part of things, which is really odd to me that I think about it. Like, the first trial, he was a big help, but then this one and the last one, he did nothing. Hey, did I hear what he said? Or did you hear what he said? Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off. Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years. More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekomaru will die. No. If he wasn't the killer, and we vote wrong, I still say he would probably be murdered. Why are you so excited about that?
How about it?
Who knows, maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic poetic justice prevail. I don't know what poetic justice would be in meaning to. What are you saying, fiend? We'll find out soon enough.
See?
Then, let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with. Yeah, you're right. JK, we're talking to every single person here. Oh, I have a bad feeling, I have, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Oh, I haven't been helpful at all. I can't even figure out the estimated time of death. I'm sorry I'm such a useless piece of trash.
Hi.
Yoko, it must be my fault, after all.
Well?
Then, I will learn the truth behind this murder most foul. Now then, let us proceed.
Hey.
Let's go, there's no time to waste. I know it's sad, but we need to move forward, and then we need to end this once and for all.
Jeez.
I already figured this, but it's best if we don't rely on Monomi all that much. She's just saying stupid things, and it's just made us even more confused. Maybe we should shut her up for good. I think we learned that we can't do that. Let's not talk to Nagito. It's about time I showed my serious side. Jeez, how troublesome. But I suppose I can display my true power for the sake of our two fallen comrades.
This is bad.
Hey, what did Monokuma mean just now? Don't tell me Nekomaru's ready. Don't get distracted by Monokuma. We need to focus on the class trial right now. I know, but...
I'm gonna do it!
Hey, what are you whining about? Hurry up and get this over with already. And then we'll greet Coach Nekomaru with open arms when he comes back. Just as I thought, this particular incident... Oops, we can continue this later, right, Hajime? What's wrong with him? He's even creepier than usual. Yeah, I still I wish that he would have lied in a really cool way, like, with like, the despair disease being, like, talking about, like, he's lying, so I wish it was something that he lied about, but then he did, yeah. Yeah. I also thought these heads would equal one for each trial, but no. I guess technically, how did you know someone would double kill, and how he would have known there's 4 people dead, or 4 trials, but and technically there's 6 chapters to the game, so it wouldn't have worked anyways, but you know, shush. We stepped onto the escalator and descended towards the gaping mouth of Monokuma Rock, and that's when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed our lineup silhouette kept getting smaller and smaller, but I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. Yeah, I was thinking about that, where it was like, talking to them is so much less now. And when everyone was inside Monokuma Rock. Yeah, this is a much more theatrical game than the first one, but I'm starting to get used to it, and I'm not necessarily opposed to it. The elevator began its deep descent as usual. But no one said a word. We stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descending deeper and deeper. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through the other side, eroding the barriers of the darkness, and I walked into that place. My, it feels pretty toothless with all this empty seats. Well, 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either. I wonder what will be in his place then, if he's not actually, like, completely just not here. Is he gonna have a face but it's not X'd out? Like, is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No.
Why bother? What?
Well now.
No, well now, but this is now then. Now then, let's begin. It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. And so the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. Yeah. Ibuki Miura, the ultimate magician. God, musician. She was really loud, and she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Hiyoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. And from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself. And she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who kills those 2 is Among Us. Oh, I didn't know we were playing Among Us. Every time. Okay. I definitely can't believe it. Ooh, a lot of this screen is blacked out. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friends' sake. For Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. And so, the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, bellowing with hope and despair, has begun. Yes, please. Okay, set skills. Oh, I have a lot. I wonder how many I can. Oh, I can fit all of them. Okay, yeah. Okay, when looking at Hiyoko's body, I realized that there was the torn thing above it, and then there was the wallpaper that was torn. But we'll figure it out. The despair disease and 2 consecutive murders. The thought of a 3rd class trial fills the remaining survivors with despair. Why would the disease be a motive? Why did Ibuki hang herself? Why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear? Survive the class trial, where the mystery begets more mystery. Begets. Finish. Yep. Trial.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
We don't need to.
During the class trial, if you vote correct, I'll punish everyone besides the... Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I didn't say it.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
I was like, why was he asleep? He was sick, so yeah.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
I wonder if he, like, saw something or something.
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know? Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Sure.
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
I guess it says the other ones, like, excluding yourself.
Spending the
But
night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from the symptoms.
I wonder if since he recovered, I wonder if he did see something then.
We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hip bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hip bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. The only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then, I noticed Ibuki was gone. So, I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I fled with him, in various ways, to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hip bag.
yeah, and her hair. But also, Fuyuhiko blushing is funny, but I'm going to move past Mikan in every way.
So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's.
Was her bow in the front because, like, she was tying it in the mirror? Is that the whole thing about her kimono being wrong? Was just because she was doing it herself? Was that, like, the whole thing? Like, was that the whole thing? Like, there wasn't anything else?
And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so, we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hip bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Uh-huh. How's it going? I just got here, man. No, I mean, good. So far, we just did a recap of the story, so that's all we did.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard, is clearly suspicious.
I love how it's definitely not suspicious. He's just being that way.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body,
You know what's more important? How are you doing, my man? You always ask me. But you know what? Screw it. How are you doing?
then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
God. Just as Kazuichi said, Naya is the kind of guy who will just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it. I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now, thanks to that. Okay. Is there something wrong with your cat, or is he just going in, or is she going in for just normal stuff? Oh, wait. I don't know.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie,
Alright, we truth and,
how could Ibuki harm herself?
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill
okay,
both of them?
that's good, that's good.
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie
Okay.
means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Okay, so he blamed us just to get us unblame us. But, anyways, no, that's good. I was making sure your cat didn't get hurt or something. But yeah, our cat is getting better every day, and we're like, don't jump off things, and don't climb things, and stuff like that. My cat, who has a broken leg, is just like, I'ma just do it anyways. And I'm like, nope. No, you won't. No, you won't. But, the big problem with our cat is he hates the litter box. He'd rather just not go to the restroom. So we have a backyard with a fence, so we know he can't escape. And we'll let him out there. But we have to watch him, obviously. But he's like, will not go for watching him, so we gotta pretend to not watch him and just keep looking out, like, are you good yet? Because once he stops, like, once he wants to come back in, I'd rather just pick him up and carry him inside and stuff like that. And he's just like, nah, I don't want to do that, though. I'm just like, no, stop climbing on things. Because apparently, usually we have his food up on a counter. But, he's not supposed to do that, so I will bring the food to him. And he's like, I'm just going to jump on this counter anyways. I'm like, no, you won't. Stop. So we're like trying to get him to stop doing that. Because when he was in pain, he didn't do it, but now he's on pain meds, so he's like, I got this. I'm like, no, stop. It's not a broken leg, it's a torn whatever. So I bet she's like, oh my god, my dude, figure it out. So, but yeah, check out vaccination, stuff like that. Yeah, I feel pretty good, because I got vaccinated yesterday. I feel pretty good with my symptoms, because last time when I got my second booster, I got an allergy shot the next day, because they're like, wait 24 to 48 hours, so I waited 24, a little over 24 hours, and I got the shot, and that made it so, like, I got so sweaty, and like, fevery. It was not good. Do not do that. Wait longer, maybe, it was also because I'm very allergic to stuff, but yeah, so it was really awful. But today, my arm just, like, my muscle just hurt. Yesterday it felt pretty bad. But I'm just really in a talkative mood. Sorry, rip to you, but here I am. And this game isn't going fast enough. But yeah, I started knitting a sweater for my aunt. And I decided to knit a sweater, and I'm knitting it, and my arm hurts, but I'm knitting it because I got so focused on it that I just knitted it, and I knit a good chunk of it yesterday, and I only started yesterday. Well, a good chunk as in, I'm on a path. I watched like 2 movies, while just knitting it, and I just knitted it for 2 movies worth, and just like binge knitted, and it was great. Absolutely, I highly recommend. I guess I guess I shouldn't highly recommend getting hyper focused on things, but I was. It was great. I love doing stuff. I love completing things too, like physically having something made that I did. There should be a contradiction somewhere. I need to find that and break through.
Hajime's testimony's clear.
Hajime's and the fact that he
That would also...
I don't think I can. After all,
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Yeah.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
No, why would you even say
The
that?
fact the bodies were imitating the movie.
Did I hit
No,
it?
that's wrong.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received 1 ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time.
My cat is so indifferent when we say his name, and it's great. What's your cat's name? Because I know you said it, but I forgot it. I'm gonna be real. Because my... Oh, adorable. Yeah, our cat, because we found him as a stray and we were like, we're not going to keep him. We're not going to keep him. I'm allergic to him. We're not going to keep him. So we were like, we went in and we're like, he's not ours. We're not keeping him. We're going to get rid of him. And so the vet typed in his name as Stray Cat. So when we got mail for him to be like, come back in, they had him under Stray Cat. So they called him Mr. Cat. So ever since then we call him Mr. Kitty. So it just, his full legal name is Mr. Stray Cat, but we call him Mr. Kitty. So on his meds for his pain, if you look at it, it says for Mr. Kitty Feline, because it's like to emphasize he's a cat. But it's just so funny because he just like everything, because like my sister, she's a teacher, and apparently one of the kids thought the cat's name was Precious, so they're like, is his name Mr. Precious Kitty? And my sister's like, no, his name's Mr. And then since that kid thought, because the kid is a junior, so he has the same name as his dad, so they thought the cat has the same name as my sister. So it was like, is it Mr. my sister's name Precious? And it's like, no, it's not Precious anything. But some reason this kid has it in his mind that our cat is named Precious, and it's so funny. This is the same group of children that for Halloween they had a pumpkin, and they called him... Oh god, I wish I remembered. I totally forgot. These kids are hilarious. Because one of the kids also went to my sister and was grumpy. And my sister was like, what's wrong? And my sister, the answer was just, Amazon is lazy. And we're like, what? And it's like, Amazon is lazy. And my sister's like, you mean Amazon, like the CEO of Amazon? Or, like, what do you mean? And the kid's like, yeah, like, the CEO of Amazon is lazy. And it was so funny because it's like, okay, yeah. Okay, so, kids are hilarious. But, anyways, so now we call our cat for the last couple days Precious. Mr. Precious. Because that's what the kid says that the cat's name is.
Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
I actually am really surprised that they're making Soda competent. I kind of thought he was really going to follow the just a hero of the previous game, but like he's calling out like, just don't tell Nagito stuff. He's going to just use it to kind of run us in circles, and then we're like, oh dang, he is running us in circles, and now it's like calling him, the person calling him out is Soda being like, no wait, you're the one that even made us bring up all of this. You're explaining something that you yourself made a question, which obviously Nagito does it in a very, very funny way, because people in real life do that, and I'm like, I'm going to kill you. But it's really done very funnily.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
Why didn't you just bring up the foundation instead of making it a question?
And also provide a good warm-up.
That's fair. Breaking the game.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
This is a game. This is.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
Does he know this is a game? Why is it so game breaky? Like wall breaky. It's very funny. I mean, I absolutely love things like that.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway. Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments. So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
See, they're making it sound like if I'm... because I know that we, like, say things and then we can prove it wrong. It makes it sound like she didn't. But I would need some... Why wouldn't she? Like, she had the despair disease. Why wouldn't she have been like, okay, do this thing? Like, it's even in the movie being like, just do this. Like, it's so obviously what should be happening that I feel like it's not true.
Yeah, I'm positive.
You know?
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
That's not how that works.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
The murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
Okay, so this is wrong. I feel like this is wrong. I mean, but Monokuma did round everyone up.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why is it gonna be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together.
Do we only have 6 people left? Oh yeah, Nekomaru.
Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
Oh yeah, okay.
And if Akane and Nagito...
I don't know how many people are left, never mind.
The only person that leaves is one of you.
It's like, that's way too few people. Okay.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
If Nekomaru is the killer, it would be really, really odd, but... yeah.
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you? Please stop making that joke.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
I did not get that joke.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Hiyoko obviously thinks so, but... is that really it? Make your argument. Okay, it's gonna be the blob. It's the only thing that pertains to it at all.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
That's true.
How did they lock the door?
Or stall, like,
That door
prove
should
something.
not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
So that's
You
confirmation.
can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited until we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence. Okay, so
The killer was
contradiction.
still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside. No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside. From the outside? How?
I mean, if you even if you just close the door, you have it a little bit open, you could probably just have a drumstick, fit it in there, and close it all the way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong. Well, maybe if it's the other way, maybe if it closes this way. Maybe you could still do it.
There's a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
I just think a broken drumstick is not evidence enough that it was locked from the inside. From a door that opens and closes. Like this, you know? Yeah, so if you have it somewhat, and then you have it, you know? I don't know. I can try. I have a door like that. I just need a drumstick.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. That semi-transparent blob was probably glue?
I see.
Okay, I did it. I didn't remember.
Must have been glue.
I didn't remember what they said. I just remember I was saying glue.
Glue?
Did I? I don't know. Someone said glue.
I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
Then why would you put it in your mouth?
Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
Edible is not... does not mean it's good.
That glue
Even
was
if it
only
was.
applied to the areas where both doors touched.
Also... yeah, not this kind of glue.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Okay.
What did you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Not true. No, no, no. No.
So,
No.
during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work had limits.
No, I think she was already at least dead. If not, I think she might have been completely... Well, how...
What unimaginable speed for a slow post-class lady.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Kyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Kyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap. That was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. Okay, what is it? What is it? What is it? Hangman Gambit. It's wallpaper. Please tell me it's wallpaper. How do I do this? Okay, I want to put it far enough in that I can just... I didn't remember what button. Don't hit it. You go here. Okay, no, don't. Wait, did I click the wrong button? I don't remember. What am I looking for? A P. These are gonna hit. Oh wait, I need that A. We need you eventually. Wait, I don't... Oh, we are at A. Okay, good. There's no L. There's an L. Shoot. There's a P. What am I looking for? P. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I always just forget what letter I'm on. No, stop. R. Oh, sorry. Dang, I'm clicking the wrong buttons. There we are. Wrong buttons. There's too many.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Yeah.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
Right. You overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting, the tear in the wallpaper. See? It fits perfectly.
I see.
Okay, so his is just empty.
The baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
I would have put his... I guess they're memorial pieces. I was gonna say I would have just put his image up without the X on it. But again, I guess that doesn't work if they're memorial images. So they put the wallpaper on the baton lighting. It didn't look like that though, but maybe.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Kyoko's body disappearance?
I think it's to hide it, sweetheart.
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Oh, just shut up and just say what you know.
But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
See, the thing is, I can't tell because, like, oh, if, you know, I'm so whatever he said, unexceptional, but you exceptional enough to identify the scrap of paper? Like, girl, you know what the scrap of paper was. So if you knew it, are you calling yourself exceptional? Like, is he belittling us to put himself forward? I cannot tell. That's what I can only assume, is that he actually thinks he's great? I can't tell. Does he actually think he's great? Like, what's people's opinion on that? Because it feels like he's like, well, you know, like a nobody like me, but you guys just, you know, figure out what the paper is. It's like, well, you knew what the paper was. You know, he knows everything. The scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. But he already knew. Like, Nagito already knew that. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hiyako's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Logic dive. Yeah, this game looks familiar. Like it looks like something else. But I never obviously played this before. Oh god, I have to jump. Oh shoot, I'm gonna really mess this up. Okay, okay, we're fine. We got this. What does the yellow do? Oh god. Oh, okay, I didn't die. Did my life? Okay. Alright. Why did Hayako's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden by the wallpaper. I can only assume. Yes. I don't want to get a boost, thank you. Okay. Such a weird thing. I guess it's to keep the trials more entertaining. What did the killer use to hide the body? The wallpaper. The curtain is up. I thought I somehow had to magically jump up high, like right above me. I'm like, how do you do that? Okay, we're not doing too bad. I'm gonna die now after I said that. It's confusing that there's so many different paths, not just one that you... how did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? Well, I thought they covered the pillar by forming a fake pillar, like a fake wall. So I'm going to say they covered the pillar because it's like both. Okay, so I'm right, but I would have been like they covered it, like, but I guess that is what they covered it. That's why I went with that, but odd. But okay, like a fake wall. I guess completely fake wall. I guess they were talking about like a thing.
Kyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
Okay, so that means the person just had to come in, rip down the fake thing. Wouldn't you? I guess maybe. I was like, wouldn't you notice the pillar is just suddenly so much bigger? And also, like, you run in, and it's like a flopsy wall. You know?
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Kyoko's body was already there.
Oh my goodness, wait, is the pillar actually bigger? Wait. The pillar here. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on, wait. Hold. Can I actually do this? I have no idea. Am I gonna break something? I might. Okay. So if you look at the baton lighting, it's bigger around than this one that's seems less big around. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. Like, I don't know if that's legit. That's funny though. If it's actually thicker. That's weird. That's cool. I mean, calling myself out then if it actually is a different size pillar. I'm like, wouldn't you just notice that?
Basil
Yeah.
I didn't realize that at the time.
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
Well, that's understandable.
That's cool. Oh, was it always bigger though?
Makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton
Yeah, like
light
it's bigger.
forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Yoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music video.
But the killer made a mistake. He accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left in the baton lighting.
It wasn't around the baton lighting. Like, we could still see the baton lighting, but I think maybe the inside then, they were saying.
Killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on it.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
The crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
The question was, is he actually being belittling himself? Like, does he actually think of himself lesser than? Or is he just pretending to be like, oh, I'm just so dumb and I'm so unexceptional, but you guys are so exceptional that you even notice that the wallpaper, the piece, the fabric, the piece on the baton lighting matches the wallpaper in the storage room. But I'm like, but you're pointing it out. You knew that they're that. And he's like, oh, well, you even knew about, like, you know, different things. And he's like, well, you set it up. He's the only one that suggested that that murder was done beforehand. Because he knew. So I guess my question is, what do you, like, people perceive him as? Is he perceived as not actually thinking highly of himself? Oh, okay, so it is that. Because it just sounds like he's being, like, fake belittling himself. Because he's just extra. For me, I just see him as, like, oh, I'm not great. But then, like, secretly thinks he is. Because, like, that's just how it comes across to me, is why I was asking. Yeah, okay. Because it's just so funny, because he does that, just like, oh, well, I'm not exceptional enough to figure it out. But he figured it out. So I was wondering if he's, like, secretly patting himself. Is he humble bragging? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Words are hard.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed? Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I thought he said moth balls, not moss balls. So I was like, moth balls? Aren't they like cider? But moss balls. Oh, I saw the funniest joke where it was just a joke about so never mind. It was like a screen cap of Twilight that I never watched. Well, actually, it might have been the first one, so I might have watched it. But it was just a joke about Edward wanting to touch moss, and it was so relatable because, God, moss is weird and cool, and moss, you know. Anyways, point was moss balls though. I have a moss ball. I have it in a fish tank upstairs, and it is thriving. Absolutely amazing. What was the point of all this? Oh yeah, putting your likeness in things though. Real bold talk where I mean, barely anyone watches, but I put all my old streams up on YouTube because I don't know how Twitch culture works. so I don't know what do you do here. But what I do is I put it on YouTube because I know YouTube more. What happened is that the very first couple, especially in the original Danganronpa, the opening sequence got copyrighted. Every murder got copyrighted. Any cutscene got like, not like copyright strike, but a copyright claimed, meaning if I did ever make any money out of it, I would have to give them they would have all the money from those videos completely. And it didn't matter to me because it doesn't matter. But it was, now thinking about it, every single person that played Danganronpa got copyright claimed, meaning everyone didn't have money for the first video and every murder until Celeste's execution. Or, sorry, not murder, execution. Every execution was copyrighted. And it hasn't happened with Danganronpa 2, I don't think at all. But it's like, don't use my likeness in your stuff without my permission. And it's like, okay, well, you're saying that, but I'm not allowed to. Even so, it's a game. It's very interesting. It's like, it's just the execution scenes.
I don't eat moss balls. I just enjoy looking at them.
Yeah, we all got moss balls. Me and my siblings, we went out to a store together, and we all got little jars and moss balls, and then I realized I didn't want it in a jar in my room because I didn't want to have to try to take care of it with different reasons, blah blah blah. So I put it in the fish tank, and it just takes care of itself because the fish tank's good. So it's the moss ball. So
I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
I wouldn't want to eat one though. Texture, man. I just don't think I would want the texture of a moss ball. Nah.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
The lion's death was getting stabbed multiple times hanging up. Doesn't she not fit more with what was the Tin Man? Because like cowardly lion, wouldn't that fit more with Akane? Fits more with that. So why would it be Hiyoko? And then having, yeah, just streamers get creative with how they presented the executions. Yeah, that's the thing where because after I played it, I watched two different, watched up until the second point, blah blah blah, the two other people watching Danganronpa, and then I realized that like some of them were not much, but enough that they would have got money out of it. And just like, yeah, I guess you had to pivot how you show it. I didn't get in trouble on Twitch though, at least to my knowledge. I didn't get in any trouble from Twitch, but I'm not to the point where I'm making money off Twitch. I'm not partners with Twitch, so I'm not having subscribers or anything. So I do wonder if I would have gotten in trouble if I did make money off of it, which is one of those things that like, oh god, it was some event on Twitch where, and it was a classic rock band, or was it a classic rock? It was a band. It was a band playing for an event, but they couldn't legally play their own music for a concert on Twitch because they themselves copyrighted so much and perpetuated that culture of copywriting that they actually had to dub over them singing live with non-copyrighted music solely so their own concert wouldn't get copyrighted. And it was like, you can't even play your own music on Twitch because you copyrighted it so much. And it's just such an odd thing. And growing up, obviously, you pay for music and everything. And it was such an odd thing because I met this one person who, I don't remember where she lived, and she looked at my, back in the day, it was an iPod. She looked at my iPod, and she was like, you only have, like, 50 songs. And I was like, yeah, I only have 50 songs. And a lot of them were my siblings and my mom. I didn't pay for any of them. But she goes, I have, like, multi-hundred. I'm like, oh boy. with a few dollars for each song, you know, that's a lot. And she goes, oh no, in my country, music is completely free. If you want to own it for like CDs and stuff, and obviously piracy is not allowed, but in the case of just being able to listen to their music, it was free. And it was such a weird thing for me that I never even thought of. You can, obviously it's a product, so it's like not necessarily everyone agrees with it, but for me it was just something that didn't happen. And she's like, yeah, you can just listen to music, but if you want like a CD, or if you want different things, you want to own it, you pay for it, but you don't have to. And it was such a thing that I was just didn't know. And so I wonder if that's, I don't remember where she was from though. But anyways, Hyoka's death doesn't match up.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. She didn't match the Tin Man more because the Tin Man was cut into multiple pieces and she just had her throat cut. If she was completely dismembered, then we can talk about something, you know?
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
Yeah, that was a big thing with Nintendo though as well. With Nintendo, with Mario Odyssey, I saw a lot of people playing it, but every cutscene, which there is a lot, every cutscene of Mario Odyssey, they had to had to like reverse it, like flip the image, but then that wasn't good enough, so they had to like do an image within an image. Sometimes it had to be like off center, sometimes it had to be color changed, voice changed, and it was such a lot of things they had to do just because Nintendo would copy, like find it, even if it's just slightly off. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, people have to get creative if they're not allowed to play a video game online. And I think that's such a big thing where it's like, it's a video game, it's meant to, like, there's a whole culture of video games. That's part of the culture, is playing it in front of other people or playing it with other people. And the fact that copyrighting something that's meant to be played together. And I remember, I think there was a multiplayer game where they couldn't do it online, showing it, because they would get copyrighted, and they're like, that they would get in trouble. And I was just like, well, that's just how, that's kind of what part of it was like. That's what you are supposed to do for this particular game, and you're not even allowed to show it. And it was such a ridiculous thing for me. Yeah. The reason the killer imitated the two victims in that movie, it should be able to explain that now. To mix up the order of the killing? Yeah, sure.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order. Then, Kyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
I'm just saying, if she was already taped up, why didn't we just use knives to keep her up, like the cowardly line? And why do we use Hiyoko instead of Akane? And
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
Do you really? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
see, like, that's why I was asking about Nagito, because the Gundam purposely does that, where he's like, oh, it means nothing to me, and then it's like, clearly it does. So that's why I was wondering.
What a jerk!
No, he's just sensitive.
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her
Ah, yeah.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still
Yeah,
killed
yeah,
when
yeah.
Kyoko was killed. That would mean Kyoko was killed before Ibuki
How light. Your words are so light as the silk's feather.
I don't think he knows there's blood on her feet.
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Do you think Gundam and Yasuhiro would hate each other? Because I don't think they would like each other, because Gundam goes in such a far other direction than Yasuhiro, you know? Because I was going to be like, do you think they like each other? But I think they would be the opposite. I think they would just not like each other. I think Yasuhiro would get along with Akane more, you know?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
Stepped in blood. Just say, like, we don't have to dance around things, just say it.
Seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Aw, your little hamsters are loud here too.
You're one to talk.
Anyways, if this continues, we're gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Ow. What one is it? Make your argument. Okay. It's the blood on the soles, yeah. Go to click something or will, yeah.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Okay, that's not a contradiction. We need agreement.
To present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
No, but we can prove it.
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something.
Oh, maybe I should have waited until the end to see what they said, but eh.
That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
Or they just like the killer being like, okay, Boogie. Well, I don't know. Maybe she did. We'll see.
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye.
Why are you fighting me on this?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
I mean, don't you see the whole screen changed? Of course he has a... Do I? Wait. Sorry, hold. Well, no, sorry. There's... Do I have it up here, usually? I'm gonna go with it, sure.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good one. But, are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Okay. How is he sleeping on your scarf? He's gonna fall. Smudge on the floor. It's the only other thing with blood. No, the stepladder has blood. Oh, shoot.
Blood on Ibuki's feet belong to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible.
Oh, I'm supposed to be slashing.
There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words.
That's way too easy.
That's not it.
Wait,
There was no blood on the floors because the killer wiped it away.
sorry, hold on, wait, whoa, wait. Did I get something that, like, completely jumps the gun? No, not me. Jumps the gun. No, not that. No, not that. No, not that. Okay, not that. Oh, okay. Is it really just that? Was it really just either super easy or I got increases sharpness by 5? I don't really know what that means. That was way too easy. I thought you have to slash, 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 slash. We chat and then we slash some more and then I go bah. You know, the best way to describe. You know what? Actually, I'm really tired of myself being a shenanigan right now, but I think I liked it better a little bit farther down. Anyways, best explanation, shabam. Anyways, the reason why there's it was wiped away afterwards.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. You look closer. There's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
That's a lot of blood. Like, if she was killed right then and there, that was a lot of blood. Like, that would be a lot of blood.
When the killer tried to hide Yoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but
Oh. Okay.
Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
All you had to do is stab her. Oh wait, no, we're trying to imitate the movie.
Yoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Okay, so cut the throat. But then she's dying or died, and then what? You wrap it afterwards?
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Yeah.
Aside from Miko, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
That would be a lot of blood. Like, you know, like Sweeney Todd, you know, just, it would be a lot of blood.
Maybe that theater was running inside the music venue, so it would screw with Nikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file, just to keep concrete evidence with us.
But who would have known that?
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Yoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you kill the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
That could be interesting if it was a kill and then an assassination. A kill and then a suicide.
Why me?
Maybe I have assassination on my mind. Is anyone going to be assassinated soon?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's dead. And I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
No, and he knows that's not true. Then why would they unwrap the body? And who would have put the door closed?
impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
Also breaking the camera afterwards. It's a whole amount of things.
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Kyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive.
No.
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
That's such a weird thing.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
I don't know why he's being weird. Like, usually I think he has a reason, but I don't see a reason.
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
We already knew that.
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, just what was that video Hajime saw?
Oh, was this his way of trying to say that she didn't commit suicide at all? Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the step ladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Again, just the despair disease. Just like, do it. Do it.
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud. Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killers did something.
They don't have to do anything.
So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was. So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place. But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Gyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time? Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Is she a little military-ish? Like the operation and stuff, or am I just... Oh god, the testimonies, the accounts, oh boy.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what
Yeah.
about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
Oh, Sonia's is good.
Doesn't have an alibi.
Because Sonia before...
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
The murder supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi at the time.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement.
I don't think we have.
Totally sleeping in my motel room.
We don't have anything for a soda.
I think everyone at the motel is doing that.
See, I want to disagree with that, right?
So
Because
everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
I can't agree or disagree with that.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
No, okay. Did I make a mistake? I believe I'm mistaken. Nobody has an alibi. Also, if you have a rebuttal to make, please make sure it makes sense next time. Looks like everyone thinks I'm suspicious because I said something wrong. Okay, but okay, let me see. Wait. Fuhiko.
And what about the others?
Fuhiko.
Right before the morning announcement.
And Mikan. So I guess maybe Fuhiko?
In my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel is doing that.
I don't remember what they were.
Who stayed at the motel doesn't
I'm just gonna
have an
keep
alibi.
shooting instead of trying to read
What about
them.
you guys?
Eventually one of them has to
I was where
fit.
I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
No, okay. What's our sleeping in our cottages, or right? And that's not like an alibi since there's no one here to back it up, right? Hey, Hajime, can't you do something about that? I'm kinda gonna need to prove better after cover fire. Looks like I made a mistake.
We can
Who
explain
else
this
is here?
simply.
Oh, Mikan. Because we were
What about the others?
Right before the morning announcement. I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
okay, because we were
I think everyone at the motel is doing that.
okay, wait, okay.
So everyone who stayed at the motel
Got it.
doesn't have an alibi.
That was right
What
around
about
the
you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi,
Mikan has an alibi. Okay, just shot the wrong account. Because none of them was during the announcement. Those were all at different times.
Not all
Got
of
it,
us are
got
missing
it.
alibis. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
you two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I would be like, girl, didn't you say you were awake all night?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Oh, she does not like that.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very unfortunate.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Wait, sorry, did that mean... Because they needed an alibi, but no one else had an alibi besides Mikan and me. And it can't be me. Are we saying that? Is that, like, the way we're going?
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process?
Oh, hiding their alibi. Okay, never mind, my bad.
Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much.
Right, because
That's how
it
I
would have...
feel.
It would have been... Because if they need an alibi for the fake time, not the real time.
I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then, you know what that means? Zodas actually is pretty intelligent, so he could probably plan out something. I was saying that he's too dumb to plan something else. He's a bad liar, and we know that from chapter 2, but I guess that doesn't mean he's a bad, like, planner. If so, then whose? What kind of trap is it? I mean, I don't think it was him for some reason. Okay, so this is halfway through the trial.
Hiya.
Why, hello there, mon ami. The moss balls sure look tasty today. Stop it! Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. And here's some chance time. What? What's that? Now then, Monami's apparel time starts now. Appeal time. Monami's appeal time starts now. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother's gonna give you the chance to redeem your honor. Reclaim. Whatever. I should go to bed. I shouldn't. This might be it. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you're whining, your time already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 3,000 words or so. 30,000 words or so. Yeah, okay, we're gonna call it off for this. That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then I'm Asami, magical miracle girl Asami. I'm an itty bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment.
What's a disappointment? Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. I don't get it. And I don't know if I'm missing it or if I'm not supposed to get it. That might be a big hint that I just completely didn't know what happened. Okay, let's save. Do I typically save in the middle? No, I just save over the previous. We're gonna stop it. We're gonna stop. Oh wait, no, we're gonna watch this.
Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation.
Maybe I should end here, because it's such a nice little thing that I want to watch it. Okay, we're gonna end here. I'm gonna save again, to be safe. That way we can watch it for this little opening next time. Merry Christmas. When I was overseas, somebody came up to me and said Merry Christmas, and I said Merry Christmas back to them, and they're like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas. And it was so funny to me, because I never stopped forgetting that, because I was like, why did you say Merry Christmas to me then? You don't know, like, what religion I am. And, she just goes, I just kind of assumed you're American. And it was such a funny thing to me. So anyways, absolutely Merry Christmas. Absolutely. I bought both my siblings gifts today, so I'm in a very Christmassy mood already, or like now. And Animal Crossing, you get to build snowmen and stuff, so it's all fun. Yeah. But stay safe. Always stay safe. My sibling is a teacher, and one of my sister's co-workers, they're all pretty young. Dad died of COVID, so it's very, like, just like literally the other day. So please stay safe, because people seem to forget that COVID is not just something that's around, but is serious. So please stay safe. So like, he wasn't too old of a guy, he was just like an adult. So please just stay safe, you know. Let's stay safe, but also Merry Christmas. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna leave.